Tom, can I first say,
Yes.
I like your t-shirt. Blade Runner 2049.
Great film.
That's a nice red as well. It's like a royal
Do you like
red.
it? Yeah, I'm never really sure about red. I mean, I have to wear red on a daily basis as part of my job.
Yeah.
Because red is our primary colour.
Yeah.
So when I'm at home, I obviously don't really like to wear red. But it's a nice t-shirt.
Looks
And
good.
it's a t-shirt about... featuring one of my favourite films of the last...
Still haven't seen it.
5 years. That's disgusting.
Blade Runner 2049.
It's like the cinematography is out of this world.
Unparalleled. Welcome to Having Words.
Good evening.
Yeah, Tom, it's the afternoon.
It's whatever I wanted to do.
Good evening. Tom and I today, back after a week off.
Been nice.
Went on holiday, didn't we, Tom?
Yep.
You're crying. Again.
We went to Spain.
Well, I was ill because of my dissertation.
We went to Spain.
Tom, yeah, we didn't go to Spain.
We went to Spain.
I was ill because of my dissertation. Exhaustion had me. So my voice...
Had me in its icy grip.
Let me go!
Like me!
Please, for the love of God! So I was just out. I couldn't podcast. And Tom, what happened? What was your excuse?
It's a pretty poor one. So I'm thankful you've accepted it.
Yeah.
But I produced life.
What's that?
Well, actually, I didn't produce. Well, technically I did, but
What
my
happened?
other half produced a spawn,
I mean...
laid an egg.
I feel like there's a lot better ways to say a spawn.
Is there a better way? Had a baby.
You gave birth, Tom.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't do any of the hard work.
I was the support.
You clap. Hey, good job.
Good job, Sophie. Popped a thingy, you know.
Excuse me? What did you... Oh.
Yay! Popped
Into it.
the placenta.
Oh.
Yeah, so had a baby, man.
That's a big thing.
I cut the cord.
You cut the cord.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You weren't allowed to.
What?
So what are you doing?
Let me at it!
I just want to cut it.
Let me at it!
No, they give you the scissors and
So
they're like,
just use the scissors.
get him out of here!
Imagine you gripping onto it. So it's like, stop! Get him off! Just stop! Just use the scissors! They're stabbing the scissors into your neck, trying to stop you. Like, baby's just dangling like stomach in the air.
So get down from there! Just in the corner of the room, like cord hanging out of my
Stuck
mouth.
in your mouth.
Blood. There's a lot of blood that comes out
Really?
when you cut it.
Really?
I was expecting it just to be like a.
Oh, like I expecting, you know, in space movies, when
It's silent.
There's piping, and then the
Yeah.
piping comes off. It's just
Yeah.
and it just squirts around the
Yeah.
room.
No, not like that. I was kind of thinking it would be really like, you know, when you cut a zip tie, and it's
Oh,
just
like snaps.
that's it. There's nothing. But no, it was. This is quite tough. This is quite.
Was it like ah?
That was my finger! Midwife screaming.
Close down the hospital. Jesus.
Yeah. Blood everywhere. No, mate, it was gnarly.
Yeah.
I even looked.
Really?
Do not do that.
How would you describe cutting it? Was it like cutting chicken?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, cutting an elastic band that's really tough.
Really?
Yeah.
Did it?
No, it wasn't like that.
So what I don't get is, so did you also tie the knot
What not?
of your baby?
No, they don't leave that to you to
Do
It's
everything.
a little bit like, to do the best you can. I don't know if I'm doing it right. No, they do that.
Make a little bow.
excuse me. They do that. Yeah.
Did you see them do that?
Any what?
Tie the knot.
To be fair, I might have done, but
Blur. It was a blur.
I was drunk.
Excuse me.
You did a great job, babe.
Been drinking it with one hand, scissors in the other.
No, it wasn't that bad. Yeah, there was definitely some. It was tough emotionally for everyone involved. Don't get me wrong. The actual. I mean, how long was I in there for? We got there Thursday morning, about 10 o'clock.
2016.
2000. Been so many years. Yeah, got there Thursday, 10 o'clock. Baby came Friday, 6:06 in the morning. And when you think about it, I'm just stuck in a hospital room,
Yeah.
wandering its lonely, empty halls.
Yeah. That's a long time.
Yeah, that was quite painful, to be fair.
Yeah.
supporting her. But, well, obviously not supporting her, that wasn't painful.
I hate this.
I hate all of it. But it's totally worth it in the end because we now have a beautiful
baby girl.
Beautiful baby girl.
And she is lovely. Well, I mean, I think one of her most distinctive features is her hair.
Absolutely.
Or the bite marks on her cord.
All over her body. It's awful. Yeah, definitely the hair.
Because it's thick.
So black. And
black.
Luscious.
It's lovely.
I hope it stays. Normally with newborns, though, their hair rubs off around the sides.
Oh, because
and the back.
They're rolling.
Because of their... Stop rolling!
Come back here! Down the road.
We lost another one. There's hundreds of babies going down the road.
Where are they going?
The Great Baby Road. Yeah, so they normally lose it and get a Mohican.
What?
Because obviously...
Yeah, one day the baby heads off, comes back with the hairdressers.
Alright, parents. Looking cool. Yeah.
So do you think that's going to eventually happen with your child?
No, she still seems to be keeping it.
Yeah. Maybe she likes it. Because it's a choice.
I'm liking it. Yeah. She rocks it though.
So Tom, I have some brief questions for you right here.
Mm-hmm.
The lights turn down. There's a spotlight on you.
Da-da-dum.
What's it like being a father?
It's quite scary.
Yeah.
But I also now feel like I don't know anything different.
Yeah. It's who you are now.
It is me.
Yeah.
And I'm just cracking on with it.
Yeah.
And it's good to do it with someone.
Yeah.
And have the support network. It's challenging.
Oh my god, yeah.
But it gets more rewarding each day.
That's good. You're crying again, Tom.
Crying. I can't
Blood
stop.
this time.
It's incredibly emotional though. Like for Sophie, like she is like just drained of emotions as her hormones just go up and down constantly. But she is an absolute trooper, and she was an absolute like hero giving birth to her.
Yeah.
The lead up to
Well, what
giving
was she
birth,
doing during the birth?
just so like strong.
Oh, she was downstairs.
She was getting a coffee.
Yeah.
No, she was just really just powered through it and was
Yeah.
just an absolute trooper. Like can't fault her at all, and it's incredibly humbling for a man to watch it happen because you don't really realise how hard it is until you're in that hospital room and it's happening in front of you. But Jesus, what they go through is on a whole different level that a man would never really understand.
Yeah.
But she was amazing and just incredible, and yeah, so infinitely proud of her.
Well done, Soph.
Well done, Soph.
Well done, Soph.
Mad props to her.
Mad props. No, it's easy.
It's not.
No, now it's a whole different side of hard.
Yeah. Veteran difficulty.
That brings me on to what are you least looking forward to?
What, the whole thing of
The whole baby.
child?
The whole baby.
The baby experience.
The baby experience.
Probably when she reaches toddler age.
Really, when she starts chatting shit and fuck you, Tom.
Daddy, you're a little bitch.
No!
Emily, no! I watched you come out. It's the toddler phase when they start moving about.
Yeah.
You can't reason with them. You can't negotiate with them.
Put money across the table.
Yeah. You can't really do much apart from try and not let them kill themselves, which they do try to do. So you have to try and stop that.
Did you have to baby-proof the flat?
Not right now. She can't move. She's strapped down.
She can roll.
She just rolls.
But because her head's heavy, she's still rolling in a circle around her head. Woo!
There she goes again.
Trail of hair.
Just imagine though, if she couldn't, she just rolled and just bounced down the stairs. Like, dum, 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 dum.
Like a cartoon. You come with like she's just by the porch. Like, how did you get down the stairs?
But she's brilliant though. Some of the faces she makes, are just quality. She has different faces for different things. Like when you pick her up, she like I wish I could show like people listening, but she like I'll show you. But she goes like she does this and she goes
like she's lifting a heavy weight.
She like pouts and she goes. It's brilliant. Just every time you pick her up, she does it.
It's like she's been reborn.
Oh, she's magical.
Oh.
So much character.
And you've only had her a week and a bit.
Jesus.
And no return?
No return policy.
No?
Didn't get a receipt.
Oh.
Which surprised me.
No.
Yeah, I can't return. No.
But you did get a child. Which, Tom, happiest moment so far? I know it hasn't been very long, but happiest moment. And it can be during the actual pregnancy itself, not just with child.
I don't think there was a happy moment during the pregnancy.
It was just tough.
Yeah, it was pretty tough. Happiest moment is definitely probably going to be, even though they were probably the hardest days so far, because we spent 5 days in hospital after because both mother and baby were fighting off an infection.
Yeah.
That was hard, spending 5 nights in that hospital room continuously. But they were also just really lovely because we felt really happy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a great feeling because we're happy with each other, happy with Evelyn, and we were just learning. And it was brilliant. It was really nice.
Yeah.
And we were having fun.
Oh, that's
we were
good.
having fun.
Yeah. I remember when I saw you in the hospital. And like I was expecting like blood everywhere and like screams, but like it is a nice environment.
Yeah.
Like obviously a lot happens there, a lot of pain, a lot of beautiful things happen, but like it is just a nice environment.
Yeah.
I think it needs to be, doesn't it? It needs to be a chilled environment.
It's not chilled when it comes to an evening or night time.
No, like I was there
loud.
during like quiet hours.
You had the good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It gets quite tough when it's all noisy and.
How did Soph feel sleeping amongst? Because there were other people that she didn't even know in like next to her and stuff. How did she feel about that?
Yeah, well, it was fine. We were behind our curtains.
Yeah.
Didn't really see many people didn't really want to talk. Everyone didn't really want to talk to each other.
Yeah.
So it was all quite isolated.
You're all in the same boat, so there's that general understanding.
Yeah, which is strange, but yeah, there was no like judgment if your baby was crying during the night because everybody.
Like, how dare you? It's like this is a.
Everybody's baby cried, even though the people next to us, their baby cried a shitload.
Really.
Because they weren't feeding it enough. Because they tried to breastfeed, but unfortunately, sometimes the human body just fails you. And the mum was taking it really hard because she just couldn't do it, and the baby was hungry, so they actually had to eventually give in and give the baby formula, which is fine.
Yeah.
But
it's giving you someone else's.
Excuse me,
ma'am.
Can we use your breast? Why, yes, of course. Yeah.
And then Tom, the moment you're most looking forward to in her life.
Getting to just one thing comes to mind is going to see a film in the cinema.
Yeah.
Even if it's just like a kiddie film.
Yeah.
Sitting in the cinema with a bag of popcorn and just like sharing it.
Yeah.
And just watching it.
Yeah.
And just laughing.
Yeah.
And then going home.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah. With Evelyn. With the child.
No, just on my own. Yeah, no, with Evelyn. Yeah, definitely.
And Tom, any advice you give to other people in your situation? Going through what you did, going through what you are, or advice that you've heard which you think would be beneficial, even if it's just not in relation to the child. Always put the butter on the toast before the microwave.
Cats always land on their feet. There's not really much advice I've been given. The whole thing is a learning experience.
Yeah.
And the situation that I'm in, where she already has a child, 7-year-old, has made it, with like additional needs, he has ADHD, has made it infinitely harder than just having a newborn.
Yeah.
But so I do feel like I'm actually pretty qualified to give, or to be a good source of advice or information myself. And there's been quite a struggle with a lot of different factors that I won't go into, but because there's been quite a few factors which have made it harder than it needs to be.
Yeah.
But all I can really say is that stick through it, because at the end of it you do get a little mini you, like something that you and your partner, whether you're still with them or not, have spent time creating and have developed this thing which is a product of love, even if it was temporary, or maybe the love wasn't really love, or just whatever. It's still a product of two people.
Yeah, the connection two people have.
Yeah, and that's brilliant, and that will always be between you and that person. And to get to do it, and I'd always advise everybody to do it with that person, because it's fair on the child. But obviously there's different situations, so you might not always be able to do it with your partner, but just remember that at one point you created this life, and so therefore you should always remember that and just be there.
Yeah.
As much as possible, as much as you should be, at least.
As much as you can be, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think you're nervous for a wedding day, Tom?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that will happen at some point.
That's going to happen at some point.
At some point, yeah.
And Tom, finally, baby names. Her name is...
Evelyn.
Evelyn.
Well, Evelyn Ann Gower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. So what did you instantly come to that name, or was it Sophie's idea for that name? Like, how did you?
Mainly, all of it was Sophie's idea.
Mm-hmm.
Her middle name is Jane as well. Let's just mention that. Evelyn and Jane Gower.
Yeah.
All Evelyn's idea. All Sophie's idea.
Call me this. She came with the letter. How did you?
Just holding a big foam letter. No, Sophie's always wanted the name Evelyn, and Anne is her sister who passed away. Middle name.
Yeah.
Which is a lovely tribute. And Jane is one of her sister's middle names.
Yeah.
And she really likes that.
Oh,
So
it's a really cute name.
Yeah, I think so.
And the double barrel as well goes really well together.
I think so, yeah.
And it got your surname.
My surname.
Hell yeah.
Hells to the year.
It's a really cute name, and like my grandparents were saying earlier, we only know one other Evelyn, so it's unique, but it's a really beautiful name.
It's old fashioned as well.
It is.
It's nothing like tacky.
You're bringing it back.
Bringing it back.
And so, do you have shortened versions?
At the moment, I know it will just happen over time because I'm quite good with nicknames.
Yeah.
But it'll probably be
Terminator.
E Schlizzle.
E Schlizzle.
But probably just Eve.
Evie.
Evelyn is quite a. I do normally say Evelyn to be honest at the moment. But
yeah.
Evs.
Yeah. You know, there's going to be a point where you just tell her off and you're going to say her full name and she's going to know she's in trouble.
Evelyn Anne Jane Gower.
She can hear you saying it from upstairs, but like downstairs you're having to read a thing because you've forgotten it. Evelyn.
I would have to get up on my phone.
Evelyn.
Have it tattooed on my arm. Evelyn Jane and Evelyn and
Shit.
Yeah.
Well, Tom, I'm happy for you.
Thanks,
and Evelyn's beautiful.
You've also got some news to do with it, though.
Oh yeah. I was blessed and.
Why the pause?
I'm trying to think of. I was promoted beyond best friend. Why did you? Beyond best friend into godfather of your child.
Yes.
Which to me is a big idea. It's a big thing.
It is.
So to my parents, they're like, "Oh, that's a really cool thing." I was like, "This is a massive thing. This is so
Yeah.
cool. I'm basically her dad."
Yeah. Yes, actually. Yes, take over, please. No, it was an honour to nominate you as well.
Thank you.
Genuinely was.
When the results came in.
Yeah, lie detector test.
What?
Are you the godfather?
Yes. Yay.
No, I couldn't have picked anyone better for it. So.
Thanks, man. And you know what? I'm gonna do that job justice.
Yeah, you are.
How much will I get paid?
In love, a lot.
Excuse me? From you?
No.
Can I get love from you?
No, nothing.
Kiss, just on the cheek.
A little kiss.
Thanks.
You like that?
You like that?
You like that, little bitch?
Yeah, and like I'm so excited. That's so cool.
Good.
And like I'm glad my first impression to Evelyn was the
You actually pick her up.
scream at her face.
She shits a piss at throw her across the room.
I'm looking at you like you picked her up upside down, Josh.
It's just
She's a really hairy
it's
bum.
a funny picture of how not to pick up a baby. It was just a really poorly drawn diagram, and someone picking up a baby from their head just with one hand, just
like with one of those toilet plugs just stuck to their head.
It is kind of funny how fragile they are.
Are they?
It makes me laugh. It doesn't make Sophie laugh. But like, if I put her on a cushion, it's happened before. And I've been with her though, so I'm not painting myself out to be a bad person. And like the baby's rolled like a little bit, just a little bit, and she just goes like, "What?" And just half hanging off. I'm holding on to her, but I'm just laughing.
She's just like, let me
Help
end
me.
it.
This is shit.
Let me end it. My hair's falling out.
You've cut my cord. My life source.
Oh no.
Oh, and also when you like change them as well. So my dad did it. I don't think he realised, but he hasn't picked up a baby for 21 years. But
Yeah.
he went to change her like cardigan, put her on his like leg, and then just sort of didn't let go, but just held her by her back. And babies can't support their like posture, so she just went. She slumped. It was just like that. And we were like,
Sir.
my baby's spine. She was genuinely like that.
Oh, bless her.
Oh, just change me. Oh, they're so fragile though, man. And also they have no idea what's going on around them.
What do you mean?
So you could be like burping them like, on their back, patting their back. So you've got them propped up on your leg, facing one way, and they're just doing that. And then occasionally they get the urge to like sit upright. They're like looking around like that, and it's brilliant.
Where am I?
Yeah. Oh, I love it. It's quality.
Let me die. Just drop me.
Fucking kill me.
I was fired here to wipe my shit. Let me do it. Oh, bless her. She's cute.
She's cute.
Daughter, father. Oh no.
My mum's just constantly crying.
Well, it's only just begun, Tom.
Yeah. It has only just begun.
Imagine the story. Like, what I'm looking forward to is being able to have a conversation with her in the future.
Yeah, same.
She never speaks. She becomes a monk. She runs off so much of her hair.
Just instantly becomes a monk.
Now I'm a monk. Doesn't speak.
Doctor, please. Shh. I tried to kill myself when I was young. I tried to roll off that pillow. You didn't let me do it. I have vowed to a life of celibacy. Daughter, you're 3!
Your intelligence is unparalleled. Father, I know quantum mechanics.
She has the time stone. She's the ancient one. Oh, God.
It's going to be like, do you talk to her? As in, do you talk at her, should I say?
Yeah, I talk at her. Yeah.
Hey!
You want to fucking clean yourself?
Bitch! Put you in the shower.
I should have taken a photo, but it's like a demon, like before they arise. Like you walk into a room and see that in the corner. I just saw her back though. That was the best bit. So to see her head. So Dad had her facing his stomach, so I just saw like the back, just cardigan up here, head poking out. So I was just seeing that in the corner of the room.
You're like, what?
Dark room. Just, what is that? Flick the light on. starts rolling.
Chuck me out the window! Rolling in circles. Oh, babies are cute. Evelyn's cute.
Yeah, she is.
Now, Tom.
Holy shit.
This isn't a baby podcast, sorry. You can make your own baby podcast if you want.
I don't know where you're going with your mug. Keep going to your forehead.
Let me swallow it! You made me laugh whilst I was drinking it.
You're not going to drink it again!
Yeah. It's not even in my mouth.
The eye contact wasn't necessary. Oh, mate, all I can picture in my head right now is Evelyn's slumped body.
Where's my...
Where's my milk, mother?
So, Tom, I saw this meme this week, which I had put so much thought into.
Wow.
Yeah. And well, you might have seen it, actually, about a snail.
I don't know.
Let me read it out.
Okay.
You get £10 million right now in your hand, but there's a catch.
What's the catch?
I said, don't tell me there's a catch. A snail is chasing you for the rest of your life. Have you seen this?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
A snail is chasing you for the rest of your life, and if it touches you, you die a terrible death. The snail cannot be killed. It knows your location at all times. Its one purpose is to find you. Do you take the money?
Yes.
Really, why?
Can snails swim?
I feel like it's always trying to get to you. It will find a way.
Get on a boat.
See, now, this was my thing. I accept the money on the other side of the world, work out how long it would take a snail to get to my location, and around that time, prepare myself and then fly somewhere else.
But how do you know where the snail is? Do you know where it is?
Well, I imagine it spawns near you Hi. I imagine it spawns near you when you accept the money. So accept the money in Australia.
But if the snail's in Australia already?
No, but I accept the money in Australia. It only appears when you accept the money.
Right.
So I accept
So
the money.
you're assuming the snail would spawn in the UK?
No, it would spawn in Australia.
And then you leave?
Yeah, then I leave and go
Got
to fly
you.
somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then work out roughly the speed of a snail. The thing is, it's a lot of money, but it's also a lot of fear. I'd always be on
I wouldn't
edge.
want the fear.
No.
It just reminds me of that film, It Follows.
It Follows, yeah.
Which must be where the meme comes from.
That must have been. Where after you have sex with someone, then this being follows that person.
And you die a horrible death.
Yeah, you need to keep having sex to pass it on.
Yeah, but then you're always on the list.
Yeah.
If the people that you have sex with die,
Yeah.
it comes back to you.
Which is a scary idea. But with a snail. But you're the only person. What I want to know is what the snail does after it kills you. And
Disappears. Its mission is complete.
It just dies.
Dies, yeah. Dissolves.
And
What do you do if you try and kill it then? Does it just not die?
it says that the snail cannot be killed.
You can't crush it.
Can't crush it, which is the easiest thing because I must have stepped on so many snails by accident in my
I
life.
always feel really sad when I do it.
I'm like, no, what have I done?
As I pour salt into it.
Isn't that really painful
Yeah.
for it?
But it kills it. It dissolves it. Yeah.
Why?
I think their skin is allergic to. I'm not a snail expert. I don't know.
So if you ever actually, that's what you do. Oh no, I suppose it won't kill it. I was thinking you go to like
Protective circle of
yeah,
salt.
like what's that other like mythical creature that you can put salt in and it won't get near you? Ants.
Mythical.
Not mythical, but it's ants.
Jason and the Ants.
Jason and the yeah, I'd put like a circle of salt, and then it wouldn't be able to get near me. Well, it would. Actually, it would because it won't die.
It won't die, so we just go straight past it.
So Penny said that she would accept it, but she would spend all 10 million on protecting herself, or not maybe all 10, but a lot of it on protecting herself from the snail.
But then you wouldn't have a life.
Yeah.
If you lived in an underground bunker, snail-proof underground bunker,
It'll find a way. It'll just wait outside.
wait for you to emerge.
It
and you immediately die.
It will figure out deliveries and be like, I'm going to go on that shipment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens.
It wouldn't work. And yeah, also you would have no life.
Yeah.
I wouldn't accept the money.
No? Okay, well,
That's it.
just shoot the people away who were going to come and give you the money. Wait, what? It was an actual...
Wait a minute.
Yeah, they have the snail in the
What?
container over
No,
there.
wait.
Sorry, Tom.
Come back.
R.I.P. So I watched Rocket Man.
Rocket Man.
Which is really good. Just I was expecting Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Haven't seen either of them.
Really
Taron-
good Queen film.
Is it Taron Egerton? The actor?
Who?
Who
Oh,
plays,
yeah.
Elton John?
He was really good. The performance of him was incredible.
He is excellent.
It's a really good film if you haven't seen the Queen film. So I'd recommend watching the Elton John film, and then the Queen film.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you
I
saw
haven't seen anything
The Secret Life of Pets 2.
Secret Life of Pets 2.
I saw the first one twice in cinemas.
I actually quite liked it.
It was funny.
I mean, it's obviously quite childish.
It's like
but
stupid humour, but yeah.
It's quite funny, quite entertaining.
Yeah.
Good story, good morals,
Yeah.
good outcome.
Yeah.
But previously, before that, last thing I probably saw was...
Don't say Endgame.
Well, it certainly could be.
Was it Endgame? Tom, it was ages ago.
I reckon it was. I do want to see John Wick 3.
Yeah, I haven't seen number 2.
Yeah, they're all really good.
I have makeup vouchers. So next year, Tom, when I'm in Worthing,
2 for 1.
2 for 1. We'll do that like once a week. We could all go.
Just 2 of us.
Yeah, or I can show you how to get the voucher for £1 1p for a year, and then we can invite 4 people. Yeah, 4 people.
4 for
4 for 2.
2.
4 for 2.
4 for 1.
4 for 2.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Let's make plans live on air.
Thursday.
Yeah.
So I wrote my dissertation. Tom, wait, let me read you out my tweet that I made about my dissertation.
Please do.
Literally managed to mention my podcast, this podcast, and radio show, I'll Be Damned, The Avengers, Americans Ask Quote,
How?
Santa Claus, and my childhood school run experiences all into my dissertation.
It's the America's ass one that surprises me the most. Did you use the sentence, like obviously not in context, but...
I wrote America's Ass twice in my dissertation.
How?
Try and figure out how my... So my dissertation was on podcasts. Let me try and find the title.
Is it to do with us talking about it on the podcast?
It is to do with us talking about it on the podcast.
And how you, I don't know, make references to cultural phenomenons.
So the title was podcast listenership. Oh no, so it didn't have. It had a quote as a title, which is podcast listenership is some 20 times what people are listening to on the radio. And so I discussed the comparison between podcast and radio, and like, can it be classed as the same medium, the same like, because they're both audio, can it be classed as the same thing? And if not, should we make up separate phrases for it? I went into like, so much detail just about podcasts and radio. It was really interesting.
Yeah.
Such as monetization and like everything.
Yeah.
Really interesting. It was nice writing about podcast, and also I wrote about having words.
Well, I mean, it's something that you do, so.
Yeah. And so I wrote about how the American Arse episode got more engagement because it was a relevant piece of media, a relevant piece that we spoke about. Yeah.
Billions of relevance.
Huh?
Billions.
Speaking of numbers, Tom, guess how many downloads we're on for 23? This podcast? We're on 23 downloads. Yeah. No. We are on
634.
Guess how much we're on? Are you guessing 634?
Yeah.
We're on 750.
Score.
And this month has been our most downloaded month. And we haven't even released this episode yet.
Cheers, listeners.
For
sticking with us despite the kind of slow release.
I'd say sticking with us whilst we try and find our feet.
Yes, because we're having a few changes.
We're having a few changes constantly. We will find a static place, a stable place. Steady place for us, yes. Which you guys can follow. So, Tom.
Yeah.
This week, last week, what happened?
A few things
happened. Nothing happened. So all of my housemates and people at work watch Game of Thrones, and because of my dissertation, I haven't been able to keep up with it. That's my excuse. But you have been watching it.
Yeah, from the beginning.
From the beginning.
Season 1.
From season 1, and I watched up to season 4 before, so I know the characters, I know some of the relationships and stuff. But when I heard the storyline of the final season, I was like, "What is going on?" I actually watched the last episode and the episode before that, I think.
Really? You went straight to...
Because I was like, I'm not going to go back through and watch it all because I've been spoilt so much about it, I might as well watch it.
Yeah.
And I thought it was interesting. I liked it. I liked the shock factor, but it very much like...
Did it make sense to you?
It made sense from a producer's point of view.
From an incredibly basic storyline telling point of view.
Yeah.
This person did bad, this person must be killed.
But it was also like the narrative leading up to that over the last few seasons were like, how did that get there?
Seasons 1 to 5, I'd say, are some of like the finest things of television ever produced. And then from that point, it's got really downhill. But it was acceptable, totally acceptable from 5, 6, 7. Like, they weren't great, 7 especially, but it was still plausible because we all believed, everybody had faith that season 8 would produce the most epic final season.
Like the biggest battle in like TV history, which apparently wasn't as big as another battle.
Well,
or something.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not all about battles and stuff. It should also, a huge part of Game of Thrones has never been battles. Like the early seasons, they didn't have the budget for it. You miss key battles in like Robb's Rebellion and all these different battles. You only really see like the Battle of Blackwater Bay and all that sort of stuff. So it's never really been about battles. It's been about storylines and characters interacting and developing plots and dialogue. It's been such a huge part of it, and then it just got flipped.
Yeah,
they put a lot of their emphasis because of their huge budget onto battle sequences.
Because they could actually make it a really cool battle sequence.
But don't get me wrong, Battle of the Bastards, which you should see, is a visual masterpiece.
Yeah.
Season 6, I think.
Yeah.
Visual masterpiece, like holy shit, incredible. And The Long Night in season 8 was severely disappointing, but visually spectacular.
Was that the battle during where that was a dark episode? It was just all dark.
Yeah, I never really complained about that. I didn't think anything to do with darkness when I was watching it.
They weren't using actual lighting because they wanted to give the illusion that it was actually... Like, that's what they would have seen if that was the situation.
Which is fair enough, but when you have no major characters die...
Yeah.
Because everyone's surrounded thickly with plot armour... Yeah. It's not impactful, and it completely nullifies all of the previous seasons' build-up to the Army of the Dead being this mighty, impossible-to-stop force...
Yeah.
Which Jon is struggling to gather an army to fight, and then they don't even give it to Jon in the end. They give it to Arya.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make storytelling sense, and it really disappoints a lot of fans. Disappointed me.
Yeah.
And it's not just sour grapes because it hasn't ended the way I've wanted it to end.
I mean, it's not going to please everyone, is it, the ending?
No. It's just a very disappointing, very poorly written season.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. It's over now.
Yeah.
I will genuinely stop watching. Well, if I do a rewatch, I'll stop watching at season 7.
Really?
Season 7. I'll leave it there. When she sails across, when Dany finally sails across to the
Mainland.
to Westeros, I'll leave it there.
So do you think, is it worth watching? Is it worth carrying on from season 4 where I've watched it up to? Because now, like, it's been spoiled for me. I know what happens.
Yeah, man, that's the problem, because I would love to do a rewatch, but some of my favourite episodes are pointless.
Yeah.
Hard Home, where Jon, the Wildlings, and the Night's Watch get obliterated by the army of the dead, and the Night King is finally revealed and is epic in the way he raises the dead, staring Jon dead point blank in the face, knowing Jon knows that he's up against an impossible task, and then you get to season 8, The Long Night, and they smash him in one episode.
And like, they're completely irrelevant.
And that's it.
So why do you think the writers and producers made that decision to go that direction? Was it literally just shock factor, or
shock factor, subverting expectations?
Which it was, but it was like they left out so many.
It didn't make sense.
Sides.
Previous shock factors in Game of Thrones made sense. The Red Wedding, where Robb gets killed,
classic,
made sense.
Yeah.
He betrayed the Freys by not marrying the daughter, and the Lannisters wanted him dead.
Yeah.
It all made sense. Other shock moments, like Sean being Ned Stark getting beheaded, made sense.
That was a really shock factor.
Really shock factor, but it made sense, didn't it? Like it continued the story.
So do you not think Dany, what is it, Daenerys?
Daenerys.
Daenerys?
No,
Dany.
Daenerys?
Dany. Wait, so did it not make sense Dany burning down the entire...
Not really. I mean, it barely made sense. It basically makes sense.
Because apparently there was a line in a few seasons ago where she was like, I'll have my revenge for the people that hurt me, and I'm going to burn them all or something. And like that one line supports her. But
I don't remember that.
It's really loose.
But it doesn't make sense for her character. Has always been about being moderate and peaceful as much as possible. Yeah. And then she loses her dragon and she loses a few more things and she goes mad. It doesn't make sense.
No.
It doesn't. And Jon becomes a side character, becomes an extra.
Yeah, I saw that in the episodes that I watched.
Awful. Like, what a way to ruin a character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So overall, happy with the ending or completely disappointed?
Yeah, they're really disappointed. So I'm not one of those people to like gripe about it. It's over now. Yeah. But really disappointing.
So have you signed the petition to
No.
What is it, to redo the ending?
Yeah, it's to scrap what we've got and get it done again. Because the producers wanted them to do 10 seasons, so we could have got an extra 3 seasons where it could have been like actually done properly, but they wanted to go off and do Star Wars, didn't they? So
so hopefully they don't rush Star Wars for another...
Is it, which one is it? Is it episode 9? No, it can't be.
I thought they were doing a TV series. Are they actually producing the actual film?
It can't, because that's already coming out soon, isn't it? There must be something else.
Really,
maybe The Mandalorian. No.
Maybe a Star... It's weird. Let's hope it's good though, whatever they move on to.
Yeah, I hope so.
So, is it George R. What's his name?
George R. Martin.
Yeah, he said he's going to... The ending in the books are not going to be anything like that.
I'll read his books just purely for the reason I want to see what the difference is, but whether he finishes them or not is a different matter.
Yeah, he was like, I'm going to finish the next book, and this time it's like, will you...
He's got another 2 books to do, I think.
Yeah. We all get it though. We all get the, like... procrastination and not doing the stuff that you want to do, the stuff you actually enjoy, you just don't do it.
He doesn't hold himself to any time frame, that's the problem.
Yeah.
He really takes his time.
Yeah. Which is good because it means stuff are actually thought through.
But he's getting on a bit.
He is getting
and he doesn't keep himself in great shape, so I don't know if he'll finish it.
I'll speak to him.
Cheers, mate.
I'll be like, look. The thing is, he's getting so much money from it, he's like, what's even the point?
I'd want to finish it just because I would have seen how they ruined my story.
Yeah.
Because seasons 1 to 4, all of the dialogue is most of the dialogue is pretty much taken from the books.
Yeah,
that's why it's so beautiful and brilliant. Because George is a fantastic creator of stories and dialogue and characters. That's why it's so good.
But then 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, I still rate 5, and I still rate 6 and 7 for different reasons. Yeah. Season 8, I don't have any excuse for really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was so much hype around it though.
It was.
It was ridiculous.
It really was.
I I think I might go back and watch it if I have time. I just don't see the point. I mean, we've seen other series before which are longer. I mean, Lost was what, 8 seasons?
6.
Oh, it was actually 6 seasons. Oh, okay, interesting.
So that ending is slated as well, but I love that one.
I really enjoyed that ending. It was really weird.
It was strange.
And it was kind of like anticlimactic, but also it was weird.
But it meant a lot.
It did.
It emotionally made sense.
Yeah. I feel that's kind of the decision some writers and producers have to make, is they need to decide whether they want to go with what the audience want, or if they want to rush it, or if they want to go with what they want, or stay true to it. I mean, an example of staying true to the original text is something which Sonic the movie is not doing, but they've been. Have you seen that they're now changing the design of Sonic because of the fan disappointment?
Yeah, I saw that. It's been pushed back to 2020 now as well.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, I know there's actually a huge hidden fan base of Sonic.
Apparently.
If you're amongst like the classic gamer environment, you will have seen like the Sonic fan base.
Yeah.
I just don't know if it's gonna make as much money as they hope.
I'm not going to go see it.
I'm going to go see it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. 2 for 1 on Meerkat Movies.
I'll come with you.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll go watch Sonic.
Yeah, man.
It's going to be interesting. I don't know what to expect, but I know Jim Carrey's in it, and I trust Jim Carrey.
So do I.
Tom, shout-outs before we finish.
My wonderful partner.
Thanks, man. I'm right here.
Who, moving on, who has done an incredible job.
Yes.
And is very amazing.
Yeah. And I'm going to shout out you, Tom.
Oh, thanks, man.
I mean, Sophie deserves all the shout-outs. Everyone deserves all the shout-outs.
But so do I.
You deserve some shout-outs.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
As well. Excuse me.
Cheers, mate. Appreciate that.
Thank you for listening. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Reddit. You can listen to us on Spotify and iTunes. And you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/havingwords. Feel free to leave an iTunes review if you enjoyed this episode. And we'll see you next week. Catch you later.
Yeah,
See you next
later.
week. Bye.
Bye.